everybody. Welcome to Captivating Convos. My name is Kim Ludeman. I am your confidence connoisseur here to help you end body shame, find freedom from the shoulds, and get a body and life that you cherish and that you understand. Because isn't that the biggest part? Is understanding how to take care of yourself in a way that works with your lifestyle. We also call this balance, and spoiler alert, this is super exciting. The whole month of September is going to be geared toward and focused on balance and how to find it, how to get it, how to manage it, how to keep it, how to trust it. And so that is going to be our whole focus for the month of September, is going to be all about balance. Rochelle, holy cow, sister, how are you? Hello. Hi, Miss Heather. How are you today? Welcome. So for those of you that are brand new, this is Captivating Convos. This is a place where we talk about all things health, wellness, nutrition, mindset, body image focused. That is what we do here. Hi, girl. How are you? I haven't seen Rochelle in forever, so I'm super excited. Hi, friend. So welcome. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much. I'm also going to upload this to YouTube. That's where you can catch replays. You can also catch those in the Captivatingly Confident Facebook group, which is where you're at because you're watching this live. So today's, I know I miss your face too. Hi. Hello, hello. I'm so excited. Thank you for being here, you guys. I am just thrilled to be with you today. There's a cold running around my family, so bear with me as I have a little bit of going on. It's terrible. It's terrible. The summer colds are the worst. I feel like germs are just like ramped up right now too. Today's topic is a really big one. I feel like I say that every week. But this week, it's true. It's a big topic, and it's all about trusting yourself. So many women that I have worked with over the last decade have had a really common theme of feeling like they need to do a diet. Have you guys ever felt that way? Anybody ever felt like you need to do diets? Like, whether it's a fad thing, everybody's doing it, so you've got to try it, or because you're feeling out of control of your body and your choices. There's a lot of different reasons that we choose to do diets. Yeah, they do, right, Heather? They're the worst. Ugh, yeah. So there's lots of reasons that we do diets, but the main one they all kind of boil down to control. Diets give us a sense of control when we're feeling out of control, right? Because there's nothing better than like putting some foods in an app and being like, oh yeah, and hitting those little goals that you set for yourself, whether it's calories or macronutrients, or maybe you set a certain amount of exercise that you do each week. It gives you a false sense of control. And that's no good, because that control, what happens when you lose it, right? What happens when your willpower runs out and you fail your diet? And you go off track, you fall off the wagon, you just cheat, you slip. What happens then? What happens to your sense of control? You've lost it yet again. So you're actually creating a cycle for yourself where you are trying to gain control and then lose it, and gain and control. You cry, yes, because you felt like finally, like, I've got this. This is the answer. Keto is the answer. I've got this. I can go without carbs. I can do this thing. But what kind of life is that? And that's where the second part of this is having a body and a life that you cherish, that you're excited about, that you feel comfortable in, not constantly trying to figure out what diet to do next. So that's what we're talking about today, how to trust yourself. Why you don't, you're doing keto right now. I think everybody's tried keto. Maybe not everybody. Most people have tried it. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend diets, which is what we're going to talk about today. So the first thing we got to talk about is why you think you need a diet. Why you think you do. So the reason you think you need a diet is because you do not trust yourself. You don't trust yourself to choose the right foods. A lot of times because you don't know what the right foods are, right? Because there's moralizations of foods there's carbs, there's sugars, there's fast food, fried food, foods that you shouldn't eat, foods that you should eat more of, less of. There's all this confusion and convolution about foods. Convolution, that's a word, yeah? Did I just make that up? I think I just made that up. Anyways, here nor there. It's a great word. Convoluted? Yeah, it works. Sorry, my phone is horizontal, not vertical, so I keep looking for the camera, but it's right there. So, hi. Okay, so that's the first reason. One is that you aren't really sure what foods work for you as an individual. For you, Heather, for you, Rochelle, for you, April, you're not really sure. So you're looking for someone to tell you, eat these foods, this will be the desire, you will get this outcome if you eat these foods or if you don't eat these foods, right? That's a huge reason why. That's a big part of not trusting yourself, is not knowing, right? You can't trust what you don't know. And so part of the process, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, is learning to figure out what foods work for you, your lifestyle, and your individual needs, which are different than anybody else's. So that is the first part. You also don't trust yourself to make positive or beneficial choices. And so it becomes easier to blame something when choices don't work out. So when the willpower runs out on the diet, it's really easy to blame the diet. Or it's really easy to say, like, I slipped, instead of, I chose to eat this food. I chose not to work out. I chose to do this. Because taking that personal responsibility is really hard. Can I get an amen? Personal responsibility is super hard to do. Unless I'm the only adult in America who feels that way. The other thing is listening to your body. We don't trust our abilities to hear our bodies. And this is where portion control comes in, right? How many of you utilize portion control, whether that's calories, macronutrients, portion sizes, containers? I used to eat out of measuring cups. I kid you not. Measuring cups. Like, I would put my dinner in a measuring cup and I would eat out of the measuring cup. This is disordered eating, guys. This is not a way to live. It's not. And that is definitely not conducive to having a body and a life that you cherish. You may have a body that you like, maybe, but you certainly have to jump through some serious hoops. Talk about having a social life and being on keto or being on Atkins or being on paleo. Puts a serious cramp in your social style. Perfect. A lot of people do. A lot of people have tried it. Weight Watchers is another one. That's portion control. Points, portion control. So we've got these outside cues that we look for instead of looking internally. And that's, a lot of that is not your fault. I'm gonna venture to say most of that is not your fault. We are busy people, especially as women. We've got businesses we're running, we've got jobs that we're working, we've got families that we're taking care of, we've got parents that we're looking after. There's a lot of responsibility on women's shoulders. And that busyness creates a rushed sense of just like, okay, I gotta get this on the go. I gotta go, go, go. And so it's harder to sit and be still and aware of those hunger and fullness cues. And so we learn to not trust our bodies, even though our body is the best judge of telling you when you're hungry and when you're not. It's the best judge, but our head gets in the way. And we'll talk about more about that later. And the last thing is using your intuition for exercise. We don't trust ourselves when it comes to moving our bodies. We depend on somebody else. Like, you guys, I have sat in front of so many women who are just like, just tell me what to eat and what exercises to do and I'll do it. Guys, it does not work long term. It doesn't. It might work in the short term, but we're talking long-term game here. Long term, if you want to lose weight, keep it off, have a body and life you like, I'm going to tell you how to get it. But I'm telling you, this is what we think. This is what culture has told us. Hi, Crystal. This is what culture has told us that we need to do and how we need to be. So we don't use our intuition for exercise and for movement. A lot of us, do exercises that we don't like to do. It's like, oh, I should probably work out. I should probably go to the gym. If I don't sweat, I'm not burning calories, no pain, no gain. Hi, sweet girl. There's all sorts of things that we tell ourselves and that we've learned instead of saying, body, how would you like to move today? And I know that sounds super like frou-frou, but it's true. Like developing that sense of trust with your body. Huge, huge, huge. So why don't we naturally do this? Why do we not do these things? Why don't we trust ourselves? How did this start? Where did it come from? Why is it this way? I'll tell you. The first is female role models. So a lot of us have had women in our lives that we've looked up to, whether it's a mom, an aunt, a sister, a friend, or maybe not a movie star, what is the word I'm looking for? An influencer, someone that we look up to and we respect, and we're like, they're doing a diet, I need to do a diet. And that's what we kind of grow up looking at. Maybe you can think of in your head right now, if there was somebody that just popped into your mind all of a sudden that you're like, that person was. For a lot of us, it's our moms. Our moms teach us a lot about how to take care of our bodies and what to think about our bodies. My mom did not like hers. Celebrity, there you go, Heather. Thanks, friend. Yes, celebrity or influencer. A lot of us follow influencers online, right? So we've got moms are a big one. My mom hated her body. Hid it with baggy clothes, didn't take care of it, and certainly didn't teach me how to take care of mine and how to honor my body and to appreciate what I had. If anything, I was told that my body was too big. And so I spent a great portion of my life trying to make my body physically smaller, which is so sad. Well, because that bleeds into your emotional life too, right? So then you're trying to make yourself smaller emotionally too. It's not a good combo. So female role models play a big part in this. Culture. Our culture is whacked. It is whacked. The American culture is just a hot, hot mess when it comes to body image and having these crazy, unrealistic standards that we're supposed to achieve. A lot of us think, I just want to get healthy. I'm going to do this diet to get healthy, but we don't understand what healthy is because of our culture. Our culture says keto. Keto's healthy. I pick on keto just because it's a buzz one right now, not because of people that are doing it, but because it's just kind of the buzzword right now. Any diet, paleo, primal, low carb, high fat, any diet that you want to pick, right? Our culture says this is what's healthy. 15, 20 years ago, it was low fat everything. Low fat products dominated our shelves in the grocery stores. Sugar-free this, low fat that, right? All the chemical stuff. Aspartame, no sugar. So it's always changing. I made a joke a couple weeks ago that you can go to Costco and figure out what diet is most popular just by looking at their cookbook section. It's always changing. One week it's paleo, one week it's keto, one week it's no sugar, one week it's vegan. It always changes. And so we look to culture to tell us what we should be striving for. And especially with social media. Oh, this one's a tough one. Social media. We see these women with like rockin' bodies and they've got all their meal prep and they've got everything put together and figured out. And that's what we think we have to have too. Except for that's not real life either. We don't know her story. We don't know how much work she puts in. We don't know. But that's what we're taught to look at. And that kind of goes along with influencers too. We don't naturally trust our bodies because of busyness. Like I said earlier, there's a lot of pressure on women these days. A lot of pressure, especially if you're any walk of life. There's a lot of pressure and there's a busyness factor. And so we lose the ability to be aware of our body's needs. And we trust a diet to tell us what we need and how much and when and what to avoid. And we lose that ability of our own making. And the last one is misuse of food. Oh, this is a huge one. Food roles are very important. Just like in relationship, there's roles, right? There's roles between you and your boss, roles between you and your parents, roles between you and your spouse, or your partner. There's roles, and it's the same way with food. Understanding what role food is taking in any given situation is huge. So maybe it's celebratory. Maybe you're celebrating and that's why you're eating food. Maybe you're lonely and that's why you're eating food. Maybe you're bored. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're distracted. Maybe you're just snacking. Maybe you're trying to deal with stress the only way you know how, and that's with food. But it's that misuse and not understanding the role that food's taking in any moment that can really lead to not trusting yourself. And so that leads us straight into, okay, so how do we fix it? How do we start trusting ourselves and developing our own autonomy when it comes to health and having a body that we like, and even I would say cherish? I don't say that we love, because I don't think you're gonna love your body. If you do, wow. That's amazing. I don't know many women that do. Is there anybody in here that just loves their body just as it is right now? Just loves it? It's like, yes, this is it. I've arrived. Anybody? I'm pretty sure. That's not something that's easy to say, but I think that you can get there. I think you can get closer to it. And we'll talk about that later, but I want to talk about how do we start trusting ourselves. The first step is awareness. So there's 5 steps. I boiled it down to numbers because we like numbers. Numbers work for us. First, awareness. Awareness of food roles is a really big part of it. Why are you eating the things that you're eating? If you can get one thing from today's talk, why are you eating? So next time you sit down to eat food, or next time you grab something to put it in your mouth, stop for a second and just think about, why am I eating this? Am I legitimately like stomach hungry, or am I just craving something? Am I distracted? Am I lonely? Am I bored? Like, what feelings or thoughts come up for you? This is a huge one. I would venture to say that this is the ball game. In my Captivatingly Confident small group experience, we spent the first 2 weeks focused on awareness. We did some crazy exercises and experiences to raise that level of awareness. And once you've kind of opened your eyes to see why you do the things you do, it's incredible. It's life-changing when you start to take ownership of your decisions and choices and are no longer giving your power away to food. More on that later. So the first step, where do we start? We start with awareness. Second, if you struggle with disordered eating, if you feel like you are habitually on a diet and maybe you practice awareness and you're like, oh wow, there's a lot of stuff that comes up. Maybe there's a lot of feelings. Maybe there's trauma that you're trying to escape. Maybe there's abuse that you're trying to escape. Maybe there are just feelings of grief that you're trying to numb by eating. If that's you, getting some outside help can be so beneficial. Working with a counselor to process through trauma, process through PTSD, process through divorce or death or moving. I mean, there's all sorts of things that we experience in life that we use food and even exercise to numb the pain of. And this is a really big one. It's a really heavy, hard one, but getting help and recognizing that you need it is huge, huge, huge. And maybe you've tried counselors before and they haven't been, maybe your experience hasn't been good. I've heard some horrible stories of people that have gone to counseling just once. They tried somebody and it wasn't a good fit. Sometimes it takes a couple people. If you need help, my husband is a therapist and has given me some great ideas to help people get plugged in with the right help. Some great resources, questions to ask. If you need help, let me know. And let's see if we can help get you some help. It was a lot of help right there. The third one is a culture cleanse. We talk about cleanses a lot, right? I'm detoxing. I'm doing this juice cleanse. I'm starving, but it's great. I've lost 10 pounds because I'm not eating anything. I'm just juicing. I'm just teasing juicers right now. But we're gonna do a culture cleanse. So instead of a body cleanse, it's a mind cleanse. So taking a break from social media. And that can be not just Facebook or Instagram, but it can also be magazines. Like I have a stack right there of Real Simple magazines, and I haven't read any of them. I haven't read any of them because for me, I'm not at a place right now where I need that extra pressure and all the products that I am told I need to be beautiful. All the skincare, all the makeup, all the hair care, all that stuff that I need, or so I'm told, I don't need that right now, right? I'm focused on me, I'm focused on what works for me. So maybe for you, it's magazines. Maybe for you, it's Pinterest and pinning all of the bodies and the workouts and the foods. Like maybe it's taking a break from that. Maybe it's Instagram and following all the people who are posting pictures of their food and are like, this is amazing. Like you should do this. I posted a picture in the Captivatingly Confident group of my dinner one night and asked if it was healthy. And we got 20 different responses. Everybody said something different. Well, the portions are too big. Well, I would have swapped this for this. I would have had this instead. Oopsies, phone call. Everybody has a different definition of what health is when it comes to food. So culture cleanse. Take a break from seeing what other people are doing and just focus on what you need, your individual self. If you don't know where to start, have a suggestion. But first, 2 more steps. So the fourth one is defining health for yourself. This is a huge one. Define health for yourself. What does healthy look like? What does it practically look like day in, day out? What end goal do you have for yourself? What short-term goal do you have for yourself? What does health really look like? I call it true health. What is your true health? Not true health according to so-and-so, not according to your doctor, not according to culture, but according to you. What does it look like? Defining health for yourself is a huge step in understanding expectations for you, for your food, for your exercise. It lays the foundation for that. And the 5th one is understanding food roles. We talked about this a few minutes ago. Understanding why you're eating the foods that you're eating. What need is food meeting for you in any given moment? Again, there are many roles that food plays, right? Food is fuel, food is nourishment, it's celebratory, it's emotional. There's a lot of roles that food takes. What is it for you? So that is where we start, those 5. So practicing awareness, getting help. If we have some disordered eating, getting some help. Culture cleanse, defining health for yourself, and understanding food roles. These are your 5 steps to start working toward trusting yourself so that you don't have to do another diet ever again. You can get a body and a life that you cherish, that you appreciate, that you celebrate in without having to live by somebody else's rules. You can totally do that. And if you're sitting here and you're like, Kim, that sounds great. I have no idea where to start. You just laid it out and I still am confused. I don't know. Then perhaps you might be a good candidate for the small group experience. Captivatingly Confident small group experiences are a 6-week journey with 5 other women, and we meet weekly and we go over topics like this and we practice awareness and we have Me Too moments of connection where you are not alone in your struggles and you hear from other women who are on the same journey as you. It looks a little different, but it's the same journey. We're all on it together. And there's something about that connection and that intimacy in the group that fosters a beautiful ground for change. We're on week 4 right now. It'll be week 5 this week. And I'm so excited, you guys. The transformations that I have seen in these 5 women over the last 4 weeks has been incredible. It's blowing my mind. It's beyond any expectation I ever had for the group. It's incredible. You also get 2 one-on-one sessions with me, one at the beginning, one at the end, where we work through your specific struggles and your specific unique challenges to you. And we dive deeper into that. So if you're lost and you're just like, I just don't know, I don't even know if I know how to trust myself, I don't know if I can, then perhaps that small group is for you. If you're curious about it, sign up for a clarity call. If you go to my website, captivatinglyconfident.com, you can find a giant orange button. It's super cute. And it says clarity call. Click that and schedule a 15-minute phone call with me. And let's see if the group would be right for you. And if not, what your next step could be. Because it's not right for everybody. That's for sure. The group is not right for everybody. But I want to make sure that it is right for you. And if it is, let's get you going. Our next group is going to kick off in September, and I could not be more excited about it. I can't wait to share some of the testimonials with you from this group. It's going to be amazing. It's so great. So, friends, my challenge to you, my hope for you is that you learn to trust yourself so that you never feel the need to depend on another diet as long as you live. Where you're making choices that make you feel empowered and strong and vivacious and confident in your own life and in your own skin. Not 20 pounds from now, not a few dress sizes from now, but right now, in your own skin. So that's my hope for you. I would love your feedback on today's captivating convo. I'm so excited for next week. I'll be back here Tuesday, 1 p.m. PST. We're gonna have more chats throughout the week for coffee chats. So thank you so much for your time. I so appreciate it, and I cannot wait to see you next week. Bye, guys.